fucking pointless.
Yeah, I said it.
Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. Okay, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear during an election campaign.
I visited a factory today and the man let me ride on the forklift. It was good. I think the best way for me to explain why you should vote Conservative is with this rap.
Unlikely film trailers.
This summer, Russell Crowe is punching people randomly in the face. Thor. You'll be amazed at how many problems can be solved by a big man with a massive hammer. Tom Cruise. Explosions. A flash of boob. That'll do you.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a sci-fi movie.
Commander Skywalker, bad news. We left R2-D2 outside to stand guard, and the council took him away for emptying. What is it, Captain? I've never seen anything like it in my life. Of course not, Scotty. It's the sun. Look at all those fading, dwindling stars, forced to eat bugs in a jungle. How many Klingons does it take to change a dilithium crystal? 10. One to change it, and the other 9 to chastise him for performing such a menial task when he's a member of a proud warrior race.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely personal ads.
I could be the man of your dreams, if you dream of a man who exposes himself to people on trains. Man prone to violent mood swings seeks lovely woman to go screw yourself. I love you! I am Ponus of the planet Testiclon 8. I seek a human female to take my seed. Make better world for both our planets. Dave Croydon.
Unlikely things to hear on daytime TV.
Hello and welcome to Let's Decorate the Shit Out of This House. This week we're decorating the shit out of a 3-bed semi in Orpington. So let's do it! Let's decorate the shit out of this house! Hello and welcome to Let's Cook the Shit Out of Some Dinner. Hello and welcome to I'm gonna sell these antiques if it fucking kills me.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear in hospital.
Look, who's the doctor here, me or you? Seriously, I've been awake for so long, I can't even tell anymore. You could look at it that way, or you could think of it as gaining a hook.
Questions omitted from this year's exams.
Do you know the way to San Jose? Using only the mass of the ass and the angle of the dangle, calculate the measure of the pleasure.
Yes. Things a weather forecaster would never say.
The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar buzz. And over the next 3 days, we will see some spells of rain. The entrails never lie. Thank you very much, Dave. Yeah. Pretty easy reporting on things that have already happened. Now, predicting the future.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a blockbuster film.
You're going straight to hell. I think you're going straight to DVD, mate. Actually, should we just check that Bond is dead before we continue with the plan?
There's something in the tractor beam. Ed?
Okay, next topic is unlikely things for Andy Murray to think.
Well, at least now I've won Wimbledon, they'll stop making fun of me on television. Wish Kim would shut up.
Oh, Ed Byrne, he's so funny. He's so good.
Venus has the arse, Serena's got the tits.
Extracts from DVDs that would never sell.
Steven Spielberg, Circumcision. The director's cut. Welcome to the best of Test Match Special. That one works. That really helps. Hello, I'm Ed Byrne. Welcome to Wank Yourself Skinny.
Unlikely things to hear on a motoring programme.
Now, I would describe this car as being very nippy, but apparently I'm not allowed to say that. I have to say it's made in Japan. My first impression is that the dashboard layout is actually quite unorthodox and very minimalist. There doesn't seem to be a steering... actually, I'm sitting in the back. This week on Top Gear, we're going to be talking about some penises. Cars! We're talking about cars! Cars! Oh, cars!
Unlikely things to hear in court.
If I'm guilty of anything, it's caring too much. And embezzlement. Embezzlement and caring too much. That's all I'm guilty of.
Well, it's been a long and complex trial, so before sentencing, let's have a look at some of your best bits.
Things you wouldn't hear in a nature documentary.
What's incredible about the emperor penguin is its ability to make you look like a shit father. A badger in its natural environment, on the hard shoulder being pecked at by crows. And now the male attempts you-know-what by putting his thingamajig in the female's whatchamacallit.
Unlikely small ads.
For sale, one hang glider. Don't call before 2, as we're attending a funeral. Retired celebrity looky-likey seeks alternative employment. Also, for sale, wobbleboard, didgeridoo, and paintbrushes.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely lines from a superhero movie.
Hey, Storm! I got something needs blowing.
I am Patient Man. I work out every day, eat a high-fiber diet, and simply outlive my enemies.
They're getting away! What do we do, Patient Man?
We wait.
The gates to the netherworld are opening! 4! Hit them with your fucking hammer.
Unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
Oh, and the club has connected beautifully there. But according to World Boxing Federation rules, that's an instant disqualification. Say what you like about dressage. I couldn't give a shit.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a TV detective show.
You're going to arrest me for making lewd and childish innuendos? I hope you don't expect me to come quietly. Yeah. The murderer has cut out the victim's tongue. Let's get that back to the lab. I've got some envelopes need licking. So you say that at the time of the murder, you were hosting Daybreak on ITV. So there's no witnesses to corroborate.
Things you wouldn't hear at a party conference.
And the good news is the polling data is in, and we are just ahead of others. Fellow members of UKIP, I think it is safe to say, judging by the amount of Eastern Europeans working in the kitchen here, that the soup we had for lunch was mainly piss. Welcome, Liberal Democrats. The theme of our conference this year: why are we bothering?
Unlikely things to hear on daytime TV.
Good evening. Sorry, good afternoon. Forgot how badly my career was going there. You're watching More 4. Next up, I'm gonna go with Come Dine With Me. And next, I'm gonna be reading out some of your texts and emails. That's what you get for not locking your phone.
Unlikely letters to TV channels.
Dear ITV2, is it possible to actually contract an STD just from watching Geordie Shore? Dear History Channel, I really enjoyed your documentary about what panel shows were like 15 years ago. Oh, no, wait, no, I'm watching Dave. Dear Babe Station, what are you doing to mark the forthcoming centenary of women's suffrage?
Okay, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear in a blockbuster movie.
Hey, Optimus Prime, how about transforming this box of shit into a decent script? But my children are stuck in there with a monster. We have to go back, and you know what? Fuck them.
Things you wouldn't hear on a kids' TV show.
Don't ask your parents' permission before you phone. Those dicks will only say no. Daddy Bear said, somebody's been sleeping in my bed. And Mummy Bear said, it was probably your whore, Linda. And now it's time for our resident band of children violinists. Please welcome the Kitty Fiddlers. Look, Iggle Piggle, it's the Ninky Nonk. Oh, the Nink... Olivier said my Hamlet made him weep like a little girl.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear at Euro 2016.
And the French mascot is 7-year-old Lucien Dubois from Nice, showing us all how to smoke a cigarette with real panache there. Oh, did that cross the line? Seemed a bit racist to me.
Rejected exam questions.
What is the role Adolf Hitler and the Nazis played in keeping the History Channel on the air? If a man can make £400,000 a year as an estate agent, why is he wasting his life setting exam questions while locked in a loveless marriage? Biology. Take the dead rat and dissect it, remove its head, and nail it to the canteen door as a warning to other rats.
Next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a train.
Yeah, I just want to tell you I'm on the train. No, just everyone else is doing it. Thought I'd join in. This is an announcement for the passengers who are complaining that this service is late. Can I just point out that as this is Southern Rail, you're lucky to be on a fucking train at all. Please mind the gap between the timetable and reality.
Unlikely lines from a children's book.
And all the animals of Buttercup Farm celebrated because Percy Pig was going to the slaughterhouse and they never had to listen to that whiny little bastard again.
pushed aside the clothes, and there, at the back of the wardrobe, found a magical land of nipple clamps and lube.
Okay, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a quiz show.
Welcome to Eggheads. Well, we couldn't call it smug pricks, could we? I'm afraid we're going to have to take your first answer, so let's see if the capital of Azerbaijan is Fuck-Defino. My chosen specialised subject, your wife. Yeah, you heard me.
Unlikely small ads.
Free to good home. Fucking printer. Learn English on Owner Home. Good examplings, quick books, disbelievable price. You buy?
Next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a TV cookery show.
You can see that's rising nicely. It does that every time I think about how much money Channel 4 are going to pay me. This is a Thai chicken curry, or as I like to call it, hot Asian cock. Hello, I'm Jamie Oliver. Welcome to my new show. Stick a bit of fucking sugar in it.
Unlikely film trailers.
When a hairpiece gets possessed by the devil, there'll be hell to pay. Coming soon, a story of premature ejaculation. My Dad Pictures presents. Your man, I know him from something. Anyway, him and a woman. I think she was in here. Maybe it was house. She was definitely a doctor. Join forces to fight. I know him. He's gone awful old looking, hasn't he?
Things you wouldn't hear on the radio.
And next up on the Archers, there's an axe murderer on the loose. Not really. Someone has an argument with their housekeeper. Lidl, Aldi, later Tesco. This concludes the shopping forecast. Get in! Next up on Gardener's Question Time, I'll be trying not to laugh like a schoolboy when a woman phones in with a problem about her box hedge.
Sometimes when you listen to the radio, there's a tune that you can't get out of your head. It sort of plays again and again and again. Sort of gets faster and faster and faster, and finally it comes on.
Unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
And it all comes to this. After years of training and preparation, I'm commentating on the Poxy water polo. And here come the 2 Red Bulls, which is what you'll need to keep yourself awake during Formula 1.
The next topic is unlikely things to hear on a gardening programme.
There's something about eating food that's come from your own garden. This is quite a hearty stew I've made out of a squirrel I shot with an air rifle. Remember, the trick is to get your pitchfork right through it before you take it and throw it back over the fence. Take the shovel, force it right down like that. Save your fortune in vet's fees having it put down professionally. I like to plant my herbs in alphabetical order. People say to me, how do you find the time? I say, it's there next to the sage.
Unlikely lines from a blockbuster movie.
Good news, Lord Vader. The rebels have voted 55 to 45 to stay within the Empire. You know what? I never liked Private Ryan. I say fuck him. What's wrong, Batman? Well, Robin's dead. Catwoman just dragged him in and tore his guts out and left him at the foot of me bed.
Unlikely things to hear on a travel programme.
Running, cycling, rock climbing. You'll do anything to get out of this shithole. This week, I'm in Kyrgyzstan, answering your questions, like, how do you spell it and where the fuck is it?
Rejected exam questions.
What does the French phrase déjà vu literally translate as? If a train leaves a station at the correct time and arrives at its destination at the correct time, how cool would that be? What does the French phrase déjà vu literally translate as?
Unlikely thing to say when running for US president.
As president, I will welcome immigrants, because the White House is massive and it's not going to clean itself. I would now like to talk to you people in a language of my own devising.
Things you wouldn't hear on a news programme.
Sorry, I just wanted to check something. I'm standing just a stone's throw from where the meeting is taking place. I'm on the scene where the search continues for the beloved pantomime star. What's that? He's where?
The next topic is unlikely agony aunt letters.
I have terrible trust issues. Please help me, Deirdre, if that's your real name. Dear Deirdre, I can only achieve orgasm while writing a letter. Do you think it's... It doesn't matter. Dear Deirdre, I have a mole on the end of my penis. How much trouble am I in with the RSPCA?
Unlikely complaints to TV channels.
Dear BBC, why have you given Andy Parsons that ridiculous wig this week? Dear Babe Station, I've watched your channel for 10 hours now and I've yet to see a film about a pig working as a sheepdog. However, I shall persevere. Dear BBC, why don't you get Irish comedian Ed Byrne to do a documentary about ladies' pants? Dear BBC, why have you changed the name of Snog, Marry, Avoid to Three Men in a Boat?
Okay, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear in a survival show.
We dropped Piers Morgan and Jeremy Clarkson into a remote area of the Amazon rainforest with no supplies and no means of contacting the outside world. You're welcome. So I'm going to show you how to make a snare, just in case, God forbid, you ever have to improvise a jazz-style drum solo.
Unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
And that's a 200-yard drive. Colin Montgomery there, too lazy to walk to get the paper. Welcome back to the women's shot put. Here's the Lithuanian. My, what a pretty little thing.
Bad things to say at a job interview.
What do I think of nepotism? That's a good question, Dad. You ask a lot of questions. If we were to take you on as an accountant, how do you think you'd cope with all the extra fanny you'd be getting? I'd say my three strongest points are attention to detail, a determination to see things through, yada, yada, yada.
Unlikely things to hear on a history documentary.
And it was in this humble florist that the War of the Roses began. It's hard to believe that this crumbling old ruin
presented weakest link for as long as she did.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear over a tannoy.
I can't remember what the code is. Would Mr. Fire please report to the kitchen? That's Mr. Out of Control Fire. Please report to the kitchen before it's too late. I don't want to start a panic.
Unlikely questions from this year's exams.
Would you like this exam to be A, multiple choice, or not? Biology. Without singing, what is the knee bone connected to?
Unlikely things to read on a motorway sign.
There may be trouble ahead. Prepare to face music and dance. If you can taste this sign, it means you've crashed into it.
Bad things to say in a job interview.
What do you mean, no experience? If being abducted by aliens isn't an experience, then I don't know what it is. No, emu, no, emu, no, no, no.
Unlikely things to hear on a consumer program.
This week, we investigate bikini waxing strips. Are they just a rip-off? I didn't ask for it, didn't order it, got it, even though I don't even want it, and it doesn't even work. We have some more views on the coalition after the break.
Unlikely instructions.
Please do not use this electrical appliance while you're in the bath. Actually, you know what? Go on. If you're that dumb, I think we can afford to lose you. Please retain these assembly instructions in case you want to disassemble the furniture when you realise moving in with her wasn't the best move after all. Enjoy your animal-shaped biscuits. Do not eat if seal is broken.
Unlikely things to hear in a restaurant.
How does crispy aromatic duck sound? Quack, quack. But that was before it was either crispy or aromatic. Have you been to a harvester before? I'm joking. No one comes twice. Rose for the lady. If you want to do something for the lady, why don't you fuck off?
Unlikely things to hear at the World Cup.
And we're a bit pushed for time this week, so both sides have been told to just play the highlights. And what a shame Ireland couldn't be here. But then Thierry Henry is a filthy, cheating, lying bitch.
Unlikely letters to television channels.
Dear Channel 5, isn't it time you just called it a day? No one will mourn. Dear Channel 4, why don't you pricks book me for any of your shows?
Rejected questions from this year's exams.
If an oil well is spilling out oil at 50,000 barrels a day, how do you stop it? Really? How do you stop it? Chemistry. What's that smell?
Things you won't hear in a gardening program.
See, David here has got some nice buddleia, and Jemima there, she's got some nice hydrangea, and I've got chlamydia. See here, we see we've got a nice rockery over there, and there's a lovely fountain we put in, and next to that is the tree of knowledge. You will not eat from the tree of knowledge.
Unlikely lines to hear in a kids' film.
Garfield, what are you doing in that bin?
Things you wouldn't hear in a cookery show.
And remember, you must eat the brain to get their power. I'm Jamie Oliver, and in my new series, I'm going to be travelling the length and breadth of the UK in a VW camper. Welcome to Cock O'Van.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a TV detective show.
And as you can see from the samples we've taken that we've scraped from under her fingernails, she was manky. Yes, Miss Marple, we've had the lab results back, and it's very interesting. Actually, it's thrush. Ken Stott is Detective Inspector David Sod in Sod's Law.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear from a sports commentator.
And we're just getting the news that Usain Bolt's ankle isn't actually sprained, it's broken. So the only thing to do is to collect some of his sperm and then shoot him in the head. Ah, the smack of leather on willow as Sue Barker walks into a tree. Oh, and that's a beautiful shot there on the black. I really should remember these boxers' names.
Rejected first lines for the new Harry Potter book.
Harry stared at his own spectacles and thought, I can summon a centaur, but I can't fix my astigmatism. Harry wrapped the elastic round his arm and tapped the crook of his elbow, trying to get his vein up. Come on, you bastard, he said.
Unhelpful things to say in a crisis.
I know, why don't we get the UN involved?
Lines that you'd never hear in a Bond film.
Mr. Bond, have you ever kissed a man? We're getting away. We'll get after them in this pedalo.
TV shows that never made it to air.
This week on Who Do You Think You Are, Prince Harry traces his family tree with some surprising results.
Unlikely things to get through your letterbox.
Have you seen this dog? No? Maybe your windows are too dirty. Call Kevin, the window cleaner. How's my driving? Call 0800 crashed into your house. Hello, my name's Ashley Cole. Here's a picture of me naked.
Things you wouldn't hear at the Winter Olympics.
And while we wait for them to get set up there, we'll just pan the camera around. There's just a beautiful scenery. Oh, look, there's a herd of moose. Oh, no, that's the Romanian women's ice hockey team. And the conditions are perfect here, aren't they, John? Yes, they are, Bob. I haven't seen this much white powder since that stag weekend at the hotel in Bangkok.
Bad things to hear at the psychiatrist's.
Welcome to your first session of Freudian analysis. What seems to be the penis? Wow, that's really interesting. Do you mind if I use some of this stuff as lyrics for my band? Oh, that's a classic dream. It means you're a paedophile.
Unlikely things to hear in a TV talent show.
Okay, you're right. I don't really have any talent, but I'm kind of cute. And I'm Kylie Minogue's sister, for God's sake. Oh, my family aren't going to believe it when they see me on TV. They think I'm dead.
Bad things to hear from a tour guide.
Venice is the most historical city, famous for its... Oh, shit, it's flooded. Everyone get back on the bus. And as we enter the next room, I need you all to be very quiet because we have technically broken in. And according to Wikipedia, the East Wing was built in the year Dougie is a homo.
Unlikely things to hear on a breakfast show.
And we can see there's been an accident northbound on the M1, and it is a beauty.
Things you're unlikely to hear on a quiz show.
Name, Ted Smith. Occupation, carpenter. And your chosen specialised subject, the life and work of the carpenter Ted Smith. And your question is on celebrities. What jocular Irish host of the popular show Mock the Week is known by his friends as Dobby for his uncanny resemblance to the house elf in Harry Potter?
The next topic is things that would change the atmosphere at a dinner party.
Are you sure this is pork? It's just because Mike Crackling has a tattoo.
Anyway, long story short, after about 2 hours, you couldn't tell what was poo and what was chocolate.
Unlikely small ads.
Gardening done. Think I'll put my feet up now?
Unlikely things to hear on Question Time.
Allow me to answer your question with a question. Why don't you fuck off? Yes, my question is for Delilah. Why?
Things an athletics commentator would never say.
And here come the walkers now, mincing their way into the stadium.
The worst thing to say when running for US president.
Now, I know what you're thinking. A Sagittarius for president? But I have Leo rising.
Okay, let's hear that.
I got a bad one, though.
Cool.
Bad one. While at college, I did experiment with marijuana. I did it in snow, I did it in sleet, but I did not inhale.
What a TV chef would never say. Well,
Am I invisible in this fucking jacket?
I think you do.
It's not going to be worth it now, is it?
the next topic is bad things to say at the opening of the new Wembley Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Blunt!
What the fuck was the point of that then?